good with it? It's your boy, Simon Phoenix. This is Shots Fired. What up, what up, what up? How are you? I hope that you are doing well. So, as usual, you know your boy, I'm always digging off in my magic bag. And today, what I was able to pull out the magic bag was I was able to pull out a very beautiful, so let me get my beautiful sound effect going. Lovely lady who is an author and has a self-help book. So without further ado, ma'am, please introduce yourself to my awesome crowd.
Well, hello. Well, my name is Centearious White. You can call me Cece. I know you can't pronounce my name for real. And I'm doing what you just said. I'm an author and a business owner and just trying to do that American dream out here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Nothing wrong with trying to do the great American dream of chasing down, you know, your passion, your love, your purpose. I think that is very commendable. So let me, dig off into good questions first. Let's get the important stuff out the way. So you're an author and, from my little background information, you tell me self-help. This is going to make me a better me. Is that correct?
Yes.
So
it's somewhat self-help. I'm just all about helping people to help themselves. Honestly, I hate the title self-help because as soon as you say that, people want to shy away. But at the end of the day, you have to want the help, and you're going to have to do the things to get the help. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I believe that you have to be ready, right? Anytime there's going to be change in one's life, you have to be ready for it. So I could totally agree with that. So what took you on your journey? What made you wake up one day and say, yo, I'm about to stare in front of a computer and start typing?
Honestly, I'm just a creative, and I'm actually a videographer and a video editor, and I write like scripts and stuff like that. So I was like writing. I can write a story, I can write music, I can write all of that stuff. But I never thought in a million years that I would write a book. I don't know why. I mean, if I can write a story, I can write a book, right?
Yes.
But
yes, you
that
can.
was just something I read books. I just didn't think I would be an author. But it was just a lot going on. I'm a psychology student, so I'm always asking the question why, and honestly, if I'm being frank with you, God told me to write a book, and I was just like, about what? And he was just like, what's going on with you? And I was like, well, honestly, I'm not okay. And that's the title of the book.
So that's how we got to the title of the book, is I'm Not Okay. Okay.
Right.
Look, okay. So in your idea of that, right, that your interest was sparked because I think creative people are very interesting as a whole. For me, I think you guys are very interesting just based off the fact that you could pull an idea or a thought out of the air and then make it tangible. I always find it to be very interesting, whether you're talking about inventors in that lane, or you're talking about writers, or you're talking about musicians, or just entertainers from a director point of view, even comedians. I just find that is very, very interesting that you guys are able to take your thoughts and make them into tangible things that the rest of us can enjoy. And for you, we can learn something. So I find that very commendable.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We're very lucky to have people like you to write for us and, give us some guidance, so to speak.
Absolutely. I actually, I really did not want to write the book because I'm writing a book that's entitled I Am Not Okay, to help people to acknowledge and recognize that they're not okay, and then have the courage to actually do something about it, right?
Yes.
I'm writing the book while I'm going through it myself, and I was just like, this seems off. And at the end of the day, I was praying about it, and God was like, "You're in the place. You're in that place, so you'll be able to write from that place."
That
You
makes
know what I
sense.
mean? I understand
Yeah, that makes
right
perfect sense.
now. Well, it do, but then it on the other end, I was like, that makes me disqualify myself. I was
No, because it means that we're getting a first person account. That's what you're essentially saying to us, is that you're writing a first person's account of not being okay and how you walk through that journey, and you're taking us as the readers along with you. So you're going through it and giving us a chance to learn something. So no, that makes perfect sense to me.
well, it makes sense now. But at first, when I was writing it, I was just like, do I want to be this transparent? I'm very transparent. I'm very open. I'm very honest. So in the book, I'm talking about real stuff that a lot of people will be able to relate to. Being a parent, you know, being overweight, being a Christian but not really being a Christian, being a hypocrite. I'll talk about everything in this book because I picked key areas that were important to me and that key areas that I actually fixed. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of people that can relate. Like, if you're not a believer, then, I mean, you'll still be able to relate. You just won't be able to relate to that point. You know what I mean? Or, like, I talk about, being overweight and then losing weight. If you're not overweight, you might not understand. But I try to write about enough stuff where somebody can get whatever they need from it.
Okay. And to answer the two things that you threw out as using those as examples, I would say they're great examples. I don't think you have to be religious to understand religion, to get a gist of why. And when it comes to being obese, right? Like, we all have enough sense, I would think, to understand it. And even if you go into deeper details, whether it's how the weight loss happened, or whether it's how it affected you from a psychological point of view, dealing within society, that we have some parallels. I think every person has something that can be comparable to that kind of change, because you could be broke and go from rich and society would treat you different, or vice versa. Being you can be a person that lives solely in urban America and then have to do a large dealings within corporate America, and that's a big psychological change. There's nuances to those things, and so that's going to make it be easily understood that there is a big change there. So I think that most people should be bright enough to get your examples, and I think they're probably going to be excellent examples at that.
Yeah, the parenting one that I did, I was very transparent with the parenting one. So, they'll find their way in there in the book.
Well, good. Parenting is always a crazy show. It's just crazy. Whether you have boys or girls, it's crazy. And each one of them are different in what you're trying to instill in them and what you want to convey and how you handle children is different from boys to girls. So, I've been watching people parent my whole life. It is a interesting show in building a person. So let me ask you this, right? So within your journey of writing a book, did you deal with a publishing house, or did you do basically the I did it all myself?
Well, I wanted to go that traditional route. I'm in a co-ed Christian sorority, so one of my sisters actually owns a publishing company, and she has published books. There's other authors in her company. The thing is, I just was not in a position financially to go that route. So I had to go a different route, and I'm actually glad that I went a different route, because when you have to do everything yourself, you kind of appreciate it a little bit more.
Definitely.
Just a little bit more.
Definitely. It gives you a chance to do the I did this, and it gives you a chance to, when it really is successful, to step back and say, I really did this. Like, I put the work in, I chased it down, I found the information, I walked the path without assistance, because now it makes you an expert. So that's
Yep.
really cool. Definitely
It really
interesting.
it stresses you. Like I, as I told you, I never thought I was going to be an author, and the fact that I've actually wrote 2 books, and I'm working on my 3rd book at this point, and it's like, and I knocked these books out fast. Like I wrote "I'm Not Okay" in less than a week.
I mean,
So it just
I
to
think you're
show that if you
motivated and you were in the moment. So, and we've had conversations outside of this. You seem to be a very bright individual from my status. I mean, I'm kind of dumb, so everybody's smart to me. But, you know, I see that you carry the tools to be capable of doing such a feat.
yeah, it shocked me.
So
It shocked me. I just had my laptop on my lap, and I was just typing, and that stuff was just coming and coming and coming, and you just kind of get in the zone.
So how is the process to get your book to mass market? I've had numerous authors here and a couple of publishers, and every time I've talked to them, they have all given me different ways that they've done it. I've had one person go to actual publishing house. I had another person that they wrote their book and then submitted it to Amazon and did it that way. And so their book is available on Amazon and all of those kind of and then it trickled down from them going to Amazon to be able to be found in other places. And then I had one publisher come and say, well, they went straight to a bookstore and had their stuff digitally downloaded so they could do be on Kindles and whatever the audio, I guess it is just audio book, but I guess there's more companies, but audio book as well. So I'm kind of curious, what way did you go for you? What was the way you went since you didn't go to a publishing house?
Well, I'm actually finishing up everything, so everything is pretty fresh. So, what I decided to do, I decided to do an ebook, and the ebook is going to be on Apple Books. I chose Apple Books over going Kindle.
Okay.
Like the KDP sign route. There's a thing if you go through Kindle, like it's called KDP. They kind of own the rights to that thing. Like you can only have your book through there. Like I wouldn't be able to put my book on Apple Books, or I wouldn't be able to have ebook anywhere else. It would only be on that platform. So I decided to go through Apple. I have an iPhone. I got books. That's where I read my own books from my phone. So I'm going to do it there. But I'm also going to make my book available for actual copies on Amazon. So that's separate from like Kindle.
Okay. I got you. No, I didn't know that Kindle was basically getting a Suge Knight on with writers and being like, yo, you come to Kindle, you on Kindle. We don't play that. Don't be over there trying to kick it with Apple on our time. I didn't know that they was like that.
It's like a specific little thing. It's called KDP, and basically, you really have to read. I did a lot of research, having to do everything by myself, and I was just like, so, I read my book on Apple. You telling me if I upload this, because Amazon is the number one, period. Mm-hmm. Amazon is number one for books, and then Apple is number 2. So I was like, you telling me that I can only have it on this? I can't even read my own book on my own phone? No. So I decided to go that route. So you will be able to get the book on Amazon, but also I'm finishing up my website. You can actually just purchase the book directly through me as well. But I know some people, want to go Amazon route, or you want to read it on your book. So I'm making it available for what's convenient for the consumer.
Well, I think that in itself is very wise. I think that at this current time, we are all consuming media in so many different places that it's just wise to have yourself in as many venues as humanly possible for maximum coverage. Personally, I went to the same thing with doing this podcast. When I first started doing this, it was for me, I went the new wave route, which was I went did it through Anchor first. And what I learned in doing it with Anchor was that Anchor wasn't going to give me the level of control that I needed. And it wasn't going to give me the level of analytics that I couldn't really see, who was listening to me in India. I couldn't figure that out messing with them. And so I was like, I don't even know if this what I want to mess with y'all like this. So the more I fiddled around within learning it, what I learned is that, depending on who you go is who owns the rights to your intellectual property. And because both of us are in that field of having intellectual property, it's very important that you know where it's going and who has master control of it, because you don't want your book to become a bestseller and then find out that you're being cheated out because you gave the rights away to Amazon or Kindle or any of the other big players.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, makes a lot of sense. So you said that you had a second book in the work. So what's this second book that you kind of slid at us but didn't tell us totally about?
I'm sorry. I had a gastric sleeve for weight loss surgery. I had that in 2019, and I lost 140 pounds. So I went from a size 23 to a size 4, and I'm.
What? This my show. I show love. I show love when I want to show love. Shit. You lost a person. That's how you described it to me. I mean, you lost a person. So yes, I commend that.
Oh.
You're welcome.
That particular book is basically talking about the journey of weight loss surgery, and it's talking about actually the preparation of the journey, and then a little bit on what to do afterwards. Because the thing is, people, when they are overweight like that, you have a few options. You have people that do the fad diets. You have people that, want to do weight loss surgery. You have people that do it naturally. You have people that do liposuction or whatever. And it's like you have all these different options. And that book is basically like, hey, if you happen to go this route, let me give you some information to help you make a better decision. This is not for everyone. And I basically kind of walk them through, because any form of weight loss is mental. It's all mental, period. So if you don't change your mindset, you're going to gain the weight back.
Well, definitely. I think from a weight loss point of view, like once you get to talking to people about losing weight, you're absolutely 100% unequivocally correct when you say it's mental. I always tell people that you can get a personal trainer and they can get you into shape. It's going to hurt. That's the question. Are you willing to put up with the pain? And they look at me and be like, really? I'm like, bro, I'll take you outside and show you all the stuff. We can do it together. We can work out together. I'm not motivated to be in shape because I'm not motivated to be in shape. I don't necessarily care at this stage in the game right now. I said, but the knowledge of having it, you know what I'm saying? When you know how to be in shape, when you've been in shape before, the sweat, blood, and tears it's going to take you. The mornings ain't going to be the same where you get up and say, oh, I'm just going to get up. I gotta be to work at 6. I'm just gonna get up at 5:30, wash my face, run out the door. I'm good. When you working out, you like, yo, I gotta get up at 3:30. I gotta go hit this gym for an hour and take this shower and then go to work. It makes for a longer day. And you gotta wrap your mind around that to say, oh, not only am I doing this, but I'm doing this 3 times a week. When it's just harder than doing the diet, because you got to take the whole thing, and the diet in itself is hard. I get it, especially you love certain foods. You can't get away from pizza. You can't get away from burgers. I get it. So I definitely understand where you're coming from when it's mental. So for you, was the fight totally mental, or was it easier because you knew what you were going to get into, so to speak?
Well, I watched my mom go through the journey about a year and a half before I did. And I knew a couple other people that went through. So I kind of watched other people. And then it's always smart to just kind of just observe. So I was in 6 different groups on Facebook, and I never spoke. I never posted. I never responded. And these were all like weight loss, gastric bypass, gastric sleeve groups. And I actually listened to real people, and they were talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, and indifferent. You had people that loved it. You had people that were successful. You had people that failed. You had people that regretted it. And I read everything on top of knowing, like, real people that had it, done. So for me, when I decided to do this, I weighed all my options. And I tell people this, just like in my book, I'm Not Okay. You have to have a strong reason why to do anything. If you don't have a reason why, a strong, solid reason why, you're not going to do it. Period.
Makes sense. When you said that resonates with me, because I can think of all the things that I said, oh, I could do that, but I didn't have a strong enough or big enough drive to do it, so it just kind of fell by the wayside. And you're right. When you have a hard drive to do something, you make it happen, because this podcast for me is the proof in it. Like, for me, I just woke up one day, I was like, damn, I've been doing this for a year. Like, I chased down mics and sat and watched hours of video of how to do this, how to project your voice, what questions to be asking people, just all this information, and then turn around and be like, I'm still doing this. And in a lot of ways, it feels like the second podcast. So, yeah. You get trapped up in things that you love to do, and then they don't bother you. That's why I said to you in our private conversation that when you find your purpose and you start chasing down your purpose, it doesn't matter what everything else is going on around you, because you love it so much. You will make concessions and make things work around it, because it is your driving force in life.
Absolutely.
So what I'm going to do right now, because I want to come back and talk about the actual surgery, but I do want to go and pay some bills, as they say, a little commercial activity. We're just going to have you hold on until after that. But, my fans know a little commercial activity. We'll be right back. How your boy you saying on the dating show in 2 and 2. Johnny Ray Ray's security team. That's right. The legendary Johnny Ray Ray security team has a service or a plan for you, for your home, for your business, for your auto or boats. That's right. You can get a one-on-one personal security officer to take care of everything you need to protect you from any and all threats. If you need more, we can bring and provide a team of well-trained superstars made by Johnny Ray Ray himself. And don't forget our special deal. Right now, you can get our baby mama protection plan. This includes protection from your home, protection for your business, and protection for your personal well-being. Johnny Ray Ray security team. Better be protected.
Brought to you by Mind Bender Incorporated in association with Ashy Radio.
Hey, is your car out here looking like a POS? Mostly because it's dirty? Backseat is filled with McDonald's, Burger King, all types of fast food trash. Well, worry no longer, because you can be a happy customer of Marky's Detailing. That's right, Marky's Detailing is here to help you out. Known for their excellent cleaning skills, Marky Detailing will get your car clean from the top to bottom, specializing in getting in that undercarriage. That's right, Marky Detailing. All you need to know is we go where you are. Marky's Detailing is known to come to your location and get your car spotless clean with the latest in technology and ways of cleaning your car and getting in all the nooks and crannies. That's right, Marky Detailing. Hey, you can find us on Facebook, or you can call us direct at 616-502-6131. That again is 616-502-6131. Marky Detailing. Also look for us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Shots Fired with Simon Phoenix.
Well, thank you for holding on while we had our little commercial break. I got them bills to pay. I gotta get this money. So as we were, I try my best to keep the mood light. I try. It'd be hard work, especially when I get guests like you on and we be having these serious conversations. Like you ain't come on and give me no BS conversation, or as I like to say, them shows I do when I don't have a guest with a project and I bring on someone and we just have a conversation. It gives me more chance to be naughty. With you, I have to, trying to be professional. Want to sound like I know some things. I don't know nothing, but I be trying to sound like I know some things. It's very different. Now, we were talking about going through your weight loss journey because it is the focus of your second book. So within that, as a placeholder, did you, during your weight loss journey, tie that into athletic activity, or no? Was this all about proper diet and that you had a procedure done and then slowly but surely your body changed and then you accommodated it? Or was it, did you, I guess what I'm asking is, did you get in the gym and sweat? Was there some sweat involved in this journey?
Yes. I actually became a runner. I did. I bought a treadmill for the house, and basically I used the treadmill a lot. And then I was able to go to the gym as well. Once you heal and you get the clearance from your surgeon, you can start, weightlifting and different things like that. It's best when you do have this surgery. A lot of people think this surgery is the cop out, the lazy way out. And I can tell you right now, it's not. It's just a tool to help you lose weight. You still have to do what you have to do, because once you can start eating food again, if you start eating those same foods that got you fat in the first place, then you're going to stall. You're going to start gaining weight. And then that's how you get majority of the people. You be like, I thought you had the surgery done. You bigger than you was before you had the surgery. That's because it didn't change anything. I told you it's mental, right? Yes. So for me, my reason why was my kids. I was tired of being not feeling like going to the park and not feeling like riding bikes with my son, or you just, when you're overweight like that, how you feel about yourself really determines what you do, what you say, where you go. Weight has a lot of power over your life. So for me, I was tired of being held captive to my weight. And I was tired of seeing that disappointment in my kid's face. So for me, I was like, I'm going to do this. So once I was able to go to the gym, I went to the gym, and I love runners. They're disciplined, and I lack the discipline in my health. So I became a runner. So I'm actually training now. I want to do a 5K. That's a goal of mine, that I want to run in a 5K, which with COVID and everything, everything was canceled last year. So hopefully this year I will be able to fulfill that goal. But yeah, I started strength training as well, because, you have, depending on how big you are, how fast you lose weight, you have loose skin. And if you don't do anything, if you just rely on the tool and you just sitting around and you don't change your diet or whatever, you'll lose weight regardless. Your stomach is like null and void. But it helps, you know what I mean, to lift weights and to watch your diet, to do what you're supposed to do. And I did that, and I lost weight really, really fast. I lost 100 pounds within 8 months.
And so that fast within that realm?
Yeah. I mean, well, I typically see like males who typically like lose weight faster for some reason. And then the bigger you are, you'll typically lose weight faster. I started at 280, and now I'm at 140. So, that was actually really, really fast. And I had no stalls. And what stalls are is basically when you just kind of stop losing weight for a certain amount of time. I didn't have any.
Yeah, they're plateaus. From a workout point of view, when people would talk about working out, there's two levels of plateaus that you wind up hitting. So if you're working out to gain mass, gain power, gain definition, you can hit a wall that way. And then so I've had conversations with people who are losing weight and they're working out, and then they hit another wall. And so those are common. And I would assume that from your statement that they're common as well, even if you have a procedure. I think it's just the body's way of catching up, depending on the human being.
That, and then if they're not actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, in some way, shape, or form, if you have this surgery, that can cause a stall as well. But I also tell people too, and you shouldn't, anybody that work out would know, if you're weightlifting or whatever the case is, you can be losing, if you don't see it on the scale, you can still be losing inches, and people forget that.
Oh, definitely. I often tell people when they're on their weight loss journey, because you're not losing actual weight does not mean that you're not losing weight. And they look at me and be like, what? That don't even make sense. I'll be like, well, it is. What you're actually doing is you're getting rid of the fat, and then actual muscle mass weighs more. So if you're replacing it with muscle mass, then you're going to maintain the actual weight on the scale, but your waist may be getting slimmer. Your arms may be getting toner. Your legs may be getting toner. Those are byproducts of working out. And a lot of people don't realize that because they don't work out.
People get obsessed with the scale. And I even have to tell the people that have this surgery, like, don't weigh yourself. You have people that weigh themselves like multiple times a day. For what? For what? Like, you're obsessed with the scale at this point. I was like weighing myself maybe like once a week. It wasn't that big of a deal. I could look in the mirror and see I was losing weight.
Well, I think a lot of times it's because we are a community now that's obsessed with instant gratification. And so that in itself will leave you to do silly stuff like weigh yourself every day because you want to see the change. You're like, oh, it's got to be changing. I'm working out. I had a surgery. I did this. I did that. And in reality, those things can be happening to you, but you can't view it as it has to happen extra fast. Like anything else, it just has to run its normal course.
People, when they go this route, they really honestly think that when they wake up out of surgery, they're going to look like Beyonce. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how that works, because that's just not how that works. Like, you might have a week where you only lost, 2 pounds. You might have another week where you've lost 8 pounds. You know what I mean? And you have people in a group and they'll comment, oh, I had surgery a month ago and I only lost 27 pounds. When else are you going to lose 27 pounds in a month?
Like I said,
working.
Instant gratification. They're so caught up in the end result that they're not looking that they still have to walk the journey. And the journey is as we've discussed it, is always going to be the most important path. It will define and make the end result special, right? If you instantly got everything, it wouldn't be really worth a lot because you could instantly replace it. But the journey to acquire that stuff is what's special.
When you have to work for it, it feels better.
Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest part. Now, me personally, I'm just gonna tell you, you mentioned something that all I could think was, I ain't going on no 5K runs with you, son. I ain't doing it. As a former Marine, I done ran my miles in my life. Y'all can keep them marathons to yourself. I get in the gym, but I ain't doing a marathon. You have to have some wild pit bulls chasing your boy for me to run 5K. And I'm trying to show you my tree climbing skills. You dig? I ain't doing it. As soon as you said them words, my heart skipped a beat. I said, did she just say she about to run a 5K? She's a bad woman. She's a bad woman. I ain't chasing her. Nope. You can have that, boo. I'm going to be in a car driving past you. Like, are you for real? Yes. Very. 5K is a long way.
You know what? Actually, it's not that long.
Sure.
It's like 3.2 miles. It's not even that. It's that far.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It just seems that way.
It's not that far. I'm not running it though, unless there's a dire straight reason to run that distance. No, I've done that. I don't. No, man. Look. Anybody who's been in the military will tell you, I have run my fair share of 5-mile days. I have gotten up at the crack of ass, and so I was like, "Let's go, gentlemen! Everybody outside, assholes and butt crack. Let's go." You are outside running. You get in line. They're like, "Let's go. We out." Next thing you know, you're singing goofy songs, running along a trail for the next couple hours. No, I'm good. Nope, I'm straight. I'm gonna leave that to you. I'm gonna leave that to you, health nuts. So I'm gonna use that as my transition. So you talked about diet. Do you also discuss diet in your book where you talk about your journey, or do you just talk about working out and the medical process and the psyche behind it, or do you actually get off into some diet? I know that me and you talked, and you said that you were one of those people that don't eat meats. You don't want no bacon, even though bacon is highly delicious and like one of the greatest things that man has ever figured out what to do with. You said you done. You said you done with that. You eating vegetables. You just want me to bring you some salad. You good. Is that true?
Yes, I am vegan. I have transitioned to being a vegan. And to answer your question, I do talk about how important it is in the book to make sure that they're following their instructions from their doctor and their nutritionist, and also eating what they know to eat. Not eating the same stuff. So just basically following a proper diet. I'm not urging people. I wasn't a vegan when I wrote the book, but I was just like everybody always. You can eat anything in moderation, but just because you can eat something doesn't mean it's good for you, even if it's in moderation.
Well, yeah. I mean, we all know ice cream ain't good for us. You ain't got to tell us that. We know. That don't mean that Baskin and Robbins ain't getting that money, though. Let me tell you that.
Man.
They going to get to the bag. They ain't thinking about what you talking about, being healthy. Healthy. How your boy Soulja Boy said, Drake, that's how they feel about you, a healthy. Healthy? Must be crazy, lady. Ban her book right now. She out here telling people to run 5K miles and eat squash. We ain't messing with her. Y'all better come over here and get some of this vanilla chocolate swirl with the Reese cups in it. What they call that in Michigan? Moose tracks. You better get you some of that. Be quiet.
Don't get it twisted. They make vegan ice cream. Ben & Jerry's got a whole bunch of vegan brands.
I'm sure they got ice cream for y'all. I've tasted y'all stuff. It's not. I try every time. It's.
No, I can literally go right now to the store and get you up a little pint of Ben & Jerry's. It has chocolate and it has this, it has that. The only thing is different is it doesn't have dairy. So it's just using like almond milk or coconut milk or oat milk. It's just using.
You sound like my Muslim friends that try to get you to eat a bean pie and tell you it's just like sweet potato pie. It's not.
That's not.
My tongue is a master at knowing if it ain't right. I'm like, that ain't right. It's missing something. Then something in the background be like, milk, my G. Oh, that's what's wrong with it. Them almonds don't freeze right, baby. I got to get that from Betsy. So I'm just saying. I'm saying, man, like I have these conversations with people about being healthy, about being the better you, and then they'll come to me and they'll be like, you need to get off the meat, bro. I'll be like, I can't give it up. I told you this. I was like, I can't give it up. I love bacon. Bacon like a drug to me. Like I feel like people will walk up to me on the street, open their coat, have bacon in there, and be like, I got the hickory smoke, son. You be like, yeah, baby. Let me get 3 pounds of that right now. Where the cops at? I need that bacon. So for people like me, it's hard to sell us on being vegan, especially when you see like some of the stuff like the fake burgers. They're whack. Oh, they're so trash. They just, and you know what they make me think of? And when I say this to people, they start laughing. It makes me think of when we were kids and we got the soybean burgers with the fake grill marks on it. That's what vegan burgers taste like to me. I just be like, son, I know this ain't real. My brain is going, this ain't real. It look like meat. It don't smell like meat or taste like meat. It just look like meat. That's how I feel about vegan food. Now, I do say there are some vegan dishes that are absolutely delicious. I'm not going to get out here and just be mean to vegans. That's all I need is my inbox blowing up about, I can't believe you was on your little raggedy show talking about vegan food. You know our food is delicious. Don't hate. I will say when vegans do pastas made out of vegetables, that's really delicious. I like a lot of like vegan curry dishes. I think those are delicious. So I'm not going I'm not gonna be a total hater today. I'm gonna hate a little bit, but not totally. Do you have a special dish or anything that you would say, hey, if you are trying this level of food out, this would be something that you might want to put in your rotation?
Honestly, I basically would say if you're gonna go the plant-based route, to try to stay away from the processed meats. So like the fake meats that you were just saying, that stuff's all processed. So to be honest, I barely ever eat that. So you actually see me eating literally just fruits and vegetables, grains, nuts, etc. Um, every now and then I might have a burger that's loaded with veggies. So I barely even taste the burger because just like you have processed food, for a person that eats meat, you have processed on this side too, and it's just not good for you. It's made in the lab. There's ways to actually make your own meat. You can make it out of mushrooms. You can make it out of walnuts. There's recipes to kind of make your own, so it's natural and it's made in your kitchen. So it's not that I have a specific dish to basically pass along, but I would just say if you are going to go this route or, trying to cut out some meat, I would just say just stay true to the fruits and veggies and nuts and the grains and get you some cookbooks. I have like 20 of them. Soul food, Chinese, Mexican, all vegan.
Okay. All right. I ain't gonna mess with you too much more. I don't want no beef. I can't fight, so I don't want no beef with you. I'm straight.
Well, I definitely don't want no beef.
I don't want no beef. That's all I need on my resume is some woman whooped on me. She weighed like $112, son, eating a cucumber, talking about vegans. That's all I need. I do not need that on my resume. Like, what happened to you, bro? Oh man, I got jumped on by them vegans, bro. They like a real gang out here, bro. I should have never talked bad about their food. They was on my head, G. I'm trying to tell you. You ain't never been whooped on since you had about 420-pound women jump on your face, bro. That was terrible. It's terrible. Nope. Don't want it to happen. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to ask you. I know that both of the books are not ready. So what I will say is this: as soon as you get your shit together, as they say in the streets, as soon as you're ready and you have that information, shoot me that information. My fans are known to go and check y'all books out. I've had several people tell me that they were very grateful I put them on to the authors, and they went and read the books. So make sure you get me that information. But for people who would be interested in something else that you kind of slid in there on us, that's just as interesting. I'm not gonna say it's more interesting, but just as interesting, Miss Videographer. Yeah. I got a lot of rapper guys that come on here where they trying to get their video shot. They trying to look like Drake and all of them guys. They want to look fresh and fly. Is there a way that I can, plug people in, send them your way since you're a videographer? Maybe we can help some of the struggling up and coming artist videos look like something. Some up and coming YouTubers, stuff like that. Can I get some information out of you for those people?
I could definitely pass that information along. I do more so like TV shows and like passion projects and different things like that. But I've done a few.
Okay, so cool. So I have an idea, right? So I want to do a show with a Puerto Rican superhero and a black sidekick. I feel like you should be down with me and we should make that happen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just throw her a bomb real quick. My fans gonna be like, a Puerto Rican superhero. Yes, with no stereotypes either, bro. Like, we gonna give them a fucked up name that's regular, no Latin name. So people be like, really? Like, yes. We'll want you to say it's nothing racist going on. So he can't have no names that, black people. We give our Latin friends the worst names ever. Everybody is Jose and Julio. We ain't gonna do that to them. But yeah,
Bobby Ryan.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Their last name can't be Lopez. Like, that's annoying to me. Like, I want the people that I notice those things in media, and it just is annoying that, like, every time somebody's Latin on the show, their last name is Lopez or Rodriguez. Like, yes, I understand that's a common Latin last name, but it is not that damn common that you can't come up with another one. Stop it. So those things annoy me. Like, I make that argument all the time when people say they're making remakes. I'm like, bro, we should be getting a Puerto Rican action star. Like, can I get that? Can I get that? That's what I want. I want to see some shit like that. I want to see a show where a Jewish lawyer that was adopted by black people, and all he do is fight for civil rights, and he a gangster with it. I want to see that. That sounds interesting. I'm tired of watching the same show every 10 years. We ain't got no new ideas. What we gonna do? Hey, you know what we gonna do? We gonna remake Voltron. Oh, damn it. Not again. Not again.
Please don't get me started. Reboots. These reboots are terrible.
Well, the reboots are terrible because they're being done by people who don't care about the franchises, don't care about the property in its entirely. They just view it as a cash cow. They look at it as something where 40-year-old people should remember this. They'll tell their kids and they'll go and watch. That's how they treat us. And that's why I think, like, I said that to you in a joking way, but I think that's why shows like that should exist, is because we're too broad of a society now not to be able to watch shows about people that aren't white. And that's not, nothing against white people. I just don't, tired of seeing y'all asses on everything. Sue me. I would like to see a show where, you show me an Indian couple adjusting to America and the funny shit that people do around them trying to adjust to the Indian family that moved next door. That might be very interesting as a show. I know that it might be scary for white America not to see yourselves in a position of power on television, but hey, the rest of us kind of don't want to see some other stuff. I'm going to get all kind of flack.
No, but you being real.
Well, I mean, I
we're
think...
tired.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Like, we're tired of the same stuff over and over again. At one point, how many Law and Orders were there? Like 4?
Man.
Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how many
SVUs?
The CSI. Like, it's 4 of them.
Yes.
It was 3 NCSs. Like,
yes.
It's the same department in a different city.
Dude, I was like, wait, you brung Hawaii 5-0? Couldn't even say it. Hawaii 5-0 back? Really? That's what I need to know, is how they fighting crime in Hawaii? Bro, get out of here, bro. Get out of here, man. Don't nobody want to watch that, man. Don't nobody want to watch that. Like, I think there is enough cultural understanding now that we should be able to get shows based on groups of people that we don't get shows about. I just, I made fun with my friend about it took for us to be adults to get an all Asian television show in prime time, where they weren't a stereotype, where they were just telling their life story of being like, grandma's really, really crazy and Asian. Mom and dad is second generation, so they kind of get America, and the kids totally get it. And to watch that dynamic, that was fucking interesting. It was cool. It was funny. I'm like, why we can't get more shows like that? What'd you say?
That show was hilarious.
Yes, I thought that was a very good show. That's just my opinion, though. People like us, we ain't nobody. We the wrong demographic, maybe. But I thought that was a very funny show. I just think we should be getting more of that programming. I think that it would be interesting to see a Puerto Rican family and their day-to-day, what they go through. It would be interesting to see a Muslim family and what they go through. I think the easiest way to take a group of people and not have them demonized by racism is to put them on broadcast television every day. Dead ass serious. You want to fix it? That'll fix it.
Yeah.
So, that's just my opinion. So I always try to end off my shows with a bogus question. I try to pick a question from left field that has absolutely nothing about the person's expertise. So, I normally like to pick comics because I know most of the people I have on here have no comic background or basis. And so it makes it a lot of fun to ask them crazy questions. But today I'm not. That's not going to be my crazy question. My crazy question is, what is your most underrated cartoon that you watched as a kid that was good? And it has to be underrated. So it can't be one of them like Thundercats. Everybody know Thundercats was good.
Underrated as a kid. I have 2, and they're equally underrated.
Okay.
And it's going to, and I mean, I was a minor, so that's kid enough. I'm going to say Freakazoid and Johnny Bravo.
Huge fan of Johnny Bravo. I thought that was an excellent show. I'm a cartoon person, so I've watched cartoons my whole life. So I will agree with both of those. Freakazoid was a very good cartoon. WB. I can see that. I'm gonna give you something that is part of a great lineage, but the cartoon was severely underrated, but it was hilarious. Pound Puppies.
What?
Pound Puppies. That was my show. I was gonna pull out my classic bogus shows that's underrated, which would have been Hong Kong Phooey, but I figured I wasn't gonna do that because I always take a chance to shout out great blacks in history, and for me, Hong Kong Phooey was one of my favorite cartoons because I always knew the dude was black. And I never knew who Scatman Crothers was. I felt the exact same way when he voiced Jazz on Transformers during the early 80s. That I always knew that Jazz was a black dude. And so it was just for as a kid, being black, I always put myself into the black character's role on that show. Like I watched G.I. Joe to watch Roblox. I liked that G.I. Joe had a bunch of other ethnic groups. You know, you had Quick Kick, he was Asian. You had people that was 100% Irish. That's why they had red hair, shit like that. Those things made me aware of the bigger world. And so I used to watch these cartoons and I would hear black actors and I knew they was black and I never knew how I would know. And I would go back and then check and be like, now as an adult, because I'm into that, I would look at those things and be like, damn, he black. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? So just my thing. Well, I appreciate you greatly for coming on to the show and talking about your two books and your journey on both of them. So I'll give you the floor at the end to do your shout outs and give all valuable information to people who are listening so they can find where to find you, get in touch with you on Facebook and all your social media accounts, know how you young folks do it. The floor is yours, man.
Well, like I said, my name is Ms.Centearious White. I am the only person named Centearious, so you can actually find me on all platforms. You will be able to see all of my content on there. I'm going to be advertising my books and different things like that. Once the website is done, the books are done. They should be done in the next 2 weeks with everything, and everything will be launched. So just look out for that. I'll give you that information to pass along. But yeah, my name is Ms.Centearious on Facebook, Instagram, all of that. And I'm actually sharing my journeys on all of my platforms. So I'm talking about veganism, I'm talking about the book, I'm talking about fitness, I'm talking about mental health and different things like that. So just look for me and hopefully follow and maybe you can get something from it, hopefully.
Well, again, I would like to say thank you. Appreciate you for coming on the show. Always tell my guests that your participation in this show is helping me make my personal dreams come true. So I appreciate that. Once again, thank you for my guest today, Miss Centeria. Hope I didn't run it over. Appreciate you for coming by the show. Thank you for coming through as the fans, the listeners, the shots fired. You know what it is. Get at your boy. I holla.